my YouTube channel. My name is Speedy. For those of you who are new here, we're in my bathroom per usual, and I'm so excited. Okay, so if you saw my recent video, I did not have a book haul, or at least I did not buy any new books. But that's because I'm waiting for a few releases to come out so I can just buy all of my books together, and I already have some books at home for July, so I was just going to read those instead. So instead, we're doing our book vlog today. I thought I would do a bookish vlog, so all things about books. I have a package coming in, I believe on Monday, so I'm very excited about that. Today we're going to the library. I am going to go get a library card, and then I think I'm gonna go do some reading at a coffee shop. I might have to log into work really quick just to approve some stuff, but overall that's what we're doing today. Look at this cute little outfit. Isn't this the cutest little sundress? Like, oh, so cute, so cute. But yeah, that's the stuff that we're going to be doing. This vlog is going to just spread out throughout the week. Let's go ahead and get started with this bookish vlog. Okay, so successful, sorta. I went looking for books that I was a little bit nervous about buying because I've heard not so great reviews, but I wanted to read regardless. But I ended up not finding any books that I wanted, but I still found some books. I have a library card. I'm officially a library card owner once again. It's been years since I have gone to the library like that. The first book I got was I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I've been pushing the book clubs that I'm in to read this book, and no one seems to be picking it up, so I'm finally gonna read it myself. It's time. It is time, so I'm gonna read that. And then I wanted a thriller book, and Frida McFadden is a comfort even if I know I may or may not like her books. So I got Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I wanted to get a book by Genevieve Rose, but there was none, and that's because I want to buy a book by Genevieve Rose, but if she's not that great of an author, I might not do that. Right now I'm currently reading The Cruel Prince, as you all saw, so I'm going to actually go to a coffee shop and do some reading for a bit. I came to the park because I am still reading The Cruel Prince, and it is such a whimsical book. I wanted to be surrounded in nature, so that's why we're here. But yeah, I'm just gonna read here for a bit and just enjoy myself. Let's pretend I'm not wearing the same shirt as yesterday and go on with our day. I received a package. I know exactly what it is. As I said, I was gonna receive today. I got a shirt, a book shirt. I got an oversized comfy book shirt. It looks like this from the back. So if you know, you know. It's Throne of Glass, the 13, and it has all of their names down here. I'm so excited. I'm gonna try it on. It's super oversized. I actually got it for the gym because I wanted oversized t-shirts. It is perfect. I'm so happy. I am going to be living in the shirt for the next few months, basically. So I thought I would give a quick review for The Cruel Prince since I did finish it yesterday. Like I mentioned before, this is a reread, and the reason why I picked this up immediately, even though I was not going to read it this month, was because after Powerless, I really wanted to read another young adult fantasy. And this has been on my queue to read for a while now, and I'm in the mood for young adult. So I'm just like, let's get to reading this one. Because the first time around, I listened to it in audiobooks and I really liked it. I was just not fully concentrated on it because I was doing chores or I was doing something else. So this time around, I really wanted to just sit down and read it. And I really enjoyed it to the point where I actually took out my pen and actually like annotated a bit. Very little. I just really enjoyed this book. If you don't know, The Cruel Prince is a young adult fantasy book. This one girl, her name is Jude. She has an older sister who's half. I'm trying to remember if they call them fae or just fairies. I'm gonna say fairy. You wanna come up here? Come up here! Come here! He is the center of attention. Jude has an older sister who's half fairy and then has a twin sister. When she was 7, her mom's ex-husband comes knocking at their door and murders her whole family and then takes her sisters and her to fairy to go live over there. 10 years later, Jude and her sisters have grown up. Jude is just trying to find her place in fairy while being a human. And even though she grew up kind of with the same privileges that other fairy children grow up in, she is still kind of ridiculed for being a human. So it kind of just follows her story of how she adapts to fairy, what she's going to do to earn her place there. She's enemies with the prince because he's just really, really mean and cruel to her for being human. Again, it just kind of follows the whole story of Jude. I really enjoyed the story itself because of how whimsical it is. The way it's described, it's somewhere I want to just be in. So I feel like right now a lot of fairy fae books in general have a very distinct world to them. This one doesn't feel like that. This one feels more whimsical. It reminds me of like Bridge to Terabithia if it grew up and got twisted and kind of evil. It's just really whimsical, the way people are described, the way the creatures are described. I just remember basically what Bridge to Terabithia was and how they used to imagine those characters, or like the Spiderwick Chronicles, or what's another one? Or just like even Tinkerbell and stuff like that. It kind of just reminds me of that. It's a very whimsical world and I really, really enjoy it for that reason. I also really like the journey that Jude goes through because she's a very, very apparent teenager. She's struggling with self-identity basically in a world that's not even her own. I know a lot of people don't like it because they expected it to be more of a romance story, but this isn't really a romance story. It's straight up a fantasy story with maybe a very, very, very small subplot of romance. Maybe the rest of the series will be a little bit more heavy on it because we find out stuff towards the end of it. It's really not that big of a romance story, and that's what I like, that it's just a whimsical fantasy story. I really, really enjoyed it. I am going to give it a 4 out of 5. My second time around reading it, and I still really liked it. I still really enjoyed it. It took everything in me not to go straight to the second book because I do not have the third book and I'm not going to buy the third book this month. I'll probably get it next month, but not this month. So I'm currently reading right now I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I started this yesterday after I finished The Cruel Prince. I started this like the evening time and I have about this much left of the book. It's such an easy read so far. This is labeled as a biography on here. Yeah, so it's a biography. I thought it was a memoir for a second, but it's a biography. I don't know the difference between biographies and memoirs. I'll find that out. But this is a biography. I've never read a biography this fast. It is so easy to read, and honestly, a lot of the times I forget I'm reading about Jeanette McCurdy. Like, it just feels like a story, like a fictional story, because of a lot of stuff that happens. But then I remember, I'm just like, no, this is really like, this person went through this and she's telling the story of herself. And it just feels like someone telling you a bunch of different stories of their lives. But yeah, finished The Crow Prince, currently reading this. So I finished I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I have never read an autobiography this fast. It was really easy to read and the chapters were really short too, which made it feel like you were reading even much faster and you were able to stop basically wherever because they were just such short chapters. So it was a really good story. There are some trigger warnings for this one. It does talk about abuse, narcissistic behaviors, eating disorders, and a bunch of other triggers that I would definitely recommend checking out before picking up this book because I did not, and it got really heavy to read towards the end. I did have a hard time reading the ending just because of how dark I felt like it got. Honestly, it's kind of hard to rate a book about like someone's experience, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 for an autobiography. Like I said, I've never read something this fast and was actually very much interested in. I feel like it's an important piece of writing. So a 4 out of 5 for I'm Glad My Mom Died. I picked up Life's Too Short because I needed something a little bit fluffy and a little bit cute and sweet. Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. I know what I'm getting into when I'm reading these books. I'm just going to read this book because I needed something a little bit lighter, a little bit more upbeat. Hello, good morning. Right now, I'm gonna take my dog on a walk and then I'm gonna pass by to the little library really quick because I don't want to drive by. I feel like it'd be kind of strange. I don't know. I feel weird about parking on random people's neighborhoods, especially if I'm not there to like see anyone or anything like that. And this little library is not super close, but close enough where I can just take my dog on a long walk, which would be perfect because then I tire him out. So I'm gonna go and I'm taking these 2 books. I'm taking Magnolia Parks because if you know me, you know I was not a fan, even though I'm still trying to read the rest of the series because I actually like the Hates siblings. I really like that story, so I am still reading it. I just don't care to own a copy, so I am going to donate it to the little library and then I'm going to donate Horror Store. I think these are the only 2 books that I own that I actually rated 2 stars. It just makes sense to get rid of something I know I'm not going to read again. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna go for a nice hot girl walk. Let's go walk my dog. It's time to go book shopping. I was going to go to a new bookstore. It's called the Romance Era, the Romance Bookshop Era, something like that. Problem is that they're temporarily closed and they won't be open until August. So there goes my chance to explore a new bookstore. So because I'm only getting maybe 2 to 3 books, I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble. This is the outfit. I'm taking the sweater just in case it's a little chilly in the bookstore, but it's already really warm, so it's just a tank top that I was wearing earlier with my jeans. So let's make our way to Barnes & Noble. I just might pass by a coffee shop. I have not had any caffeine today, so it would be nice to have a little bit of coffee, but we'll see.
What do you like about this girl? I mean, there's like a lot of things. I'd probably start with
I like the way she smiles. She got me staring for a while. Got me staring for a while. Yeah. Baby, it's our conversation. She's my favorite notification. She knows how to dress for special occasions. She got me thinking life could be better. These songs start to feel like love letters. I should tell her now, would I ever? It is what it is, man, whatever. Whatever. whatever, yeah, whatever. I'm telling you now, it's whatever, whatever, yeah, whatever. I'm telling you now, it's whatever. She keeps me close.
Okay, y'all, the funniest thing just happened. So I got my books, right? I only got 2 books at Barnes & Noble. I guess a quick Barnes & Noble haul. I got Powerless and Reckless. The Barnes & Noble's lady, she was like,
oh, just want to make sure. You know that this isn't the first book to this one, right?
and I'm just like, oh my god, I did not realize I got Powerless by Elsie Silver and Reckless by Lauren Roberts. And like the first book to Reckless is Powerless.
And I'm just like, no, I know, like, it's fine.
Imagine I go in getting Powerless and then Reckless thinking it's from the same series. Oh god, that would have been so funny. But yeah, book haul from Barnes & Noble. I'm about to go to Target right now because I couldn't find the book we needed for our book club. I'm gonna see if they have it at Target.
She got me thinking life could be better. These songs start to feel like love letters.
Okay, so we're going to do a quick Target haul. So I actually ended up getting 2 books, mostly because at Target you always find books for like 20% off. And I'm just like, well, one of the books I wanted to get last month and I did not get. I'd rather get it at 20% off than full price because I don't know if I'll like it. I've just heard too many mixed reviews for it. So I got Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I would have loved the Barnes & Noble edition because if I remember correctly, the Barnes & Noble one had like silver and it looked metallic. It was really cool. But like I said, I'm not sure if I'll like it. And then I got our book club book, Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan.
Whatever, is it okay? Whatever, you feel the same. I'm telling you now, it's whatever. Whatever, caught my eye. Whatever, cross that line. I'm telling you now, it's whatever. Mixed signals, can't understand what she's been saying, but my mind's fickle, don't know what game I've been playing. Whatever, is it okay? Whatever, you feel the same. I'm telling you now, it's whatever.
Okay, so even though we already did an official book haul, we'll do an official book haul really quick. So just to show y'all what I got, at Barnes & Noble, I got Powerless by Elsie Silver. I got Reckless by Lauren Roberts, the second book to Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I got Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood at Target. And then since I couldn't find it at Barnes & Noble, I got Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan at Target. So in total, I got 4 books. My July TBR, which is what we were waiting for this whole time. Y'all, this is extremely my most ambitious TBR of the month. July TBR. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books. With 2 of them, I have already finished. So I started off the month with The Cruel Prince, like you saw earlier, and then I moved on to I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This is a library book, which is why I picked it up at the beginning of the month, because I want to make sure I return it on time. I'm currently reading Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. This is the 3rd book in the Friend Zone series. I can't believe I was calling it the Happily Ever After playlist series. I plan to read Never Lie by Frida McFadden because it is another library book, and once again I want to make sure I return them on time. After that, I want to read Reckless by Lauren Roberts because I was so excited for the 2nd book to come out. And then after that, I plan to read A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. And then to break a bit of the fantasy genre, I want to read A King of Wrath by Anna Huang. And then after that, I have to read Summer Romance. And then after that, I'm going to read Powerless by Elsie Silver. I love Elsie Silver books. These are just comfort books to the max. And then if I have time, a very big if, because this is a very ambitious TBR, I'll read Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. If I don't, I'll leave it for next month. Here's my July TBR, 10 books. Can she do it? Will she be able to finish those books? I have no idea because this one book is so big. It's basically 2 books. That's basically it for this video. I was just waiting to go to Barnes & Noble so I can get my 2-3 books. I was not expecting to get that 4th one, so I'm not really going to push it too much to read in July. If I don't have time, I'm just going to leave it for August. This was so much fun to film. I love filming bookish vlogs because it forces me to read outside in areas that I normally don't read. And I love to read at home. It's so comfortable, but sometimes I need to get out of the house, and making these kind of vlogs makes me get out of the house and makes me explore different areas to read. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoy the vlog. Have a beautiful day, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!